Are we any of us here?
What is life?
Hello.
Hey. So you spoke to Slade.
Mutant.
Yeah. It's I think Snacks can explain it better. I just have a fucking raging headache.
Me too.
Yeah. Would you like to take that responsibility, Snacks?
I can try.
It's all you, man. You were there.
So Slade insists that he's taking things very seriously in the guild and that, he does want to actually put a bunch of restrictions on people. He admitted himself he doesn't care for, any of the water stuff we've been doing. And he actually said he did want to talk to Loomis about that one water raid he missed because there was apparently some stuff going on that he wasn't open about. I think he said it was around the time he was actually leveling up his new character. So he just was trying to rush that and didn't want to talk to anybody at the time. I don't know. But either way, he's basically been saying that, yeah, he wants to make things more serious, but he has to talk with Silver because he can't just do it himself. There's stuff about how he says, he just wants to take a little bit of time to do that. He was also saying how he was one of the ones that, before the game started, he had actually talked to Indo about kind of forcing people into specific roles and positions to make sure we can all complement each other. Indo told him no. And then around the time when there was apparently talk about spreadsheets, which I know Loomis said he was involved with that, to, force people to stick to certain professions so we can all figure out what the guild's doing. That's when Silver was leader, and Silver said, no, we're not doing that because we don't want to force people to do things. And so Slade's been, saying, he finds it absolutely inexcusable there are actually people in the guild with less than 4K gear score, but he can't really do anything about it. And when Ray was pushing on the topic of, trying to get rid of people who aren't actually pushing hard, Slade said, he can't just do that because those people are core members, their family, blah, blah, blah. We have to talk to them, and that's Gizmore's job. And he
Oh, go on.
He also kind of put quite a bit on saying that they've actually been regularly asking and offering, if Gizmore wants any help or, needs any assistance in his stuff. And they said every time that they bring that up, he just goes, no, he has it. Which kind of, undermines his point that he's all by himself and he can't do stuff by himself. Anything else I missed, Mai Tai?
Wasn't Mai Tai only there for
Why? No, you got most of it.
I'm just confused in the whole you can't kick anybody out. They kick people out that weren't in CB. I don't understand.
That conversation spiraled into 70 different conversations. Apparently Vent's in his position because he's been in TW long, and that's how TW operates. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, he said that, the current officers aren't officers because they're good at the game, but they're officers because they have history with the guild, and that's all that matters for TW.
And his job in the guild as an officer is, I guess in my own words, he's a third wheel that they ask suggestions to, and then so I replied with, so you can basically just find any random on the server, appoint him to officer, and then have him give you suggestions on topics you guys are trying to find answers for. And he said, no, it's a little more complicated than that, but you're basically using him for suggestions because maybe you guys can't decide on something. So that's basically what he's doing. He's being that dude that gives you guys a third opinion if, both your opinions or all three of your opinions don't make sense. So that's his job in the guild. So with that, I said, so why don't we just have an officer that it's in this chapter that focuses on this chapter? I don't remember what he said because he started talking about himself again for another 7 hours. And then we went back to the topic of Vent, and then he went back to the topic of himself again. I really don't know. And then I started getting frustrated because every time I tried to say something, I was getting cut out. And it got to a point where I said, listen, there's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why we're talking to you is because we want TW to succeed. We wouldn't be in this channel for almost an hour now talking to you about concerns if we didn't care. And then he proceeded on cutting me off again for the 70th millionth fucking time. And I let him talk, and then I tried to re-engage the conversation that I'm trying to have with him because it was fairly important. I said, "Let me just finish the sentence. You can go on." And he started. He let me. He started. Let me. Blah. He started to let me talk again, and then started cutting me off again, talking about himself and talking about some other bullshit. And this is a point where I got extremely frustrated, and I said, "Listen, we're bringing this up because one, like I said, I don't want fucking TW to fucking fail, and two, there's people out there, or there's people that I know that might leave because you guys aren't pulling your weight, and there's nothing happening in the guild that is gonna make it succeed. You guys made all these promises, and you guys aren't fucking sticking to your promises. You guys said hardcore, hardcore, hardcore. You guys made all these spreadsheets and all this other stuff, but nothing's fucking going through. Nothing's happening. It was a bunch of empty lies, or empty promises." And then out of that whole sentence, he took, "Oh well, what did he say, Snacks? He thought that I was, what was I doing?"
Trying to give him an ultimatum about who's people quitting.
And then when he says something like that, is when I short circuited it at that point because I can only take so much before I fucking lose my shit, and that's the whole cutting me off and the whole talking about himself and glorifying himself during this whole fucking conversation and trying to put the blame on other people. Fucking, I just lost it. I said, "Listen, I'm not fucking talking about fucking people giving you an ultimatum. I don't know where the fuck you're coming up with that." I say, if you just fucking listen and understand what I'm trying to fucking say, there's a reason why I'm trying to fucking tell you that we're trying to make sure that TW doesn't fall apart in this fucking chapter. And I'm telling you that I know people that are thinking about leaving because of the fact that this is happening, and I'm bringing it to your fucking attention. And to that, he responded with, "Oh, I don't like." What did he say? Something like, "I don't like
I don't
when
like you swearing at me. I'm not
blah
swearing at you. I'm keeping things civil.
blah blah blah." And at that point, I mean, I was just so fed up with going in fucking circles, and I don't know. I said, "Okay, well, I think I'm done talking," and I just kind of left it at that. And I don't know. I really don't know at this point. But he did say something that really fucking triggered me after the fact, which was he says something along the lines of, "Oh, well, if those people want to fucking leave, they can fucking leave. Nothing changes," or something like that, right, Snacks?
In the middle of it, he said, "Look, TW takes things slow. Everything always is slow. In CB, it might have seemed different because we were talking more, but in the background, there were all these conversations and all these meetings. And if you don't like how that happens and you don't like how slow it is, then maybe you should find another guild you'll be happy with." And then he went on a different topic, which is why I don't think he quite realizes what he actually said there.
So I don't know. I think we just went in circles. I think there's a couple key points that we did bring up that I hope to God he understood, because it feels like 3/4 of the conversation that we had with him was him trying to glorify himself about how he's been helping these healers that I don't even know who the fuck they are, and how he's trying to take the blame off himself because he has no power, and he's trying to make excuses up for Vent not playing the game, but being in a position where he's doing absolutely jack shit for us, and then making excuses that he's doing stuff for us in the background to help the chapter, and yada yada yada. You guys know Slade. You can assume what happened, and that's pretty much how it went down. And apparently, he's gonna talk to Silver, and he kept bringing up the fact that Silver's having family or some sort of fucking problems. That's fine. And I said, "Hey, listen, I understand, but this is an ongoing thing since day one. So you can't keep bringing up the fact that Silver is going through stuff." And he's like, "Well, real life stuff comes first." And I'm like, "No one's saying that it doesn't. You're just trying to go in circles." And he's like, "Oh, Silver's not here, so I can't make the decision, and I can't be on all the time." And Gizmore says he doesn't need any help, and and I just kept pushing the fact that, okay, so just get rid of Vent, or if you can't get rid of Vent because you guys have this TW thing in place, but you're telling me that since Indo left, Silver's going to do things differently, but now you're telling me that TW's always been like this, so we're going to keep it like this. I said, in that case, then just get like a couple officers that are actually playing the fucking game, that give a shit, that are willing to do stuff in this chapter to assist in the progression of the fucking guild. And he responded, "I don't have any power for that. That's something that I can talk to somebody about. I don't know if that's going to go through." TW's always been like this, and then it was just a big 360 again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
it's a very common theme so far among officers we've spoken to say that they have no power to change anything. So either Silver's running a very iron-fisted grip on things, or people just don't want to bother.
and when I told him that, Slady, I don't think you're doing anything, he responded with, I'm doing a lot of things. And then we had this huge fucking argument, and this is the second time, or this is the first time I fucking lost my shit. The second time was the whole discussion about I'm losing my fucking head right now. When he was like talking about, oh, well, you're trying to give me an ultimatum, whatever. That was the second time. The first time I lost my shit was early on in the conversation when we brought up the fact that I am fucking. What did we get to argue about? Oh, he fucking brought up the fact that our family has its own Discord and our family is a clique, and since we're a clique, it was affecting the guild and stuff like that. I said, and he's like, I'm not trying to say that. Well, I said, you're playing at devil's advocate. I said, what the fuck were you doing this whole time? What have you been fucking doing this whole time? And you're trying to fucking put the shit on us. And then he's like, oh, you guys have your own Discord. I said, yeah, we fucking stopped using that shit like first, second week into the fucking thing. And we made the transition back into this fucking Discord because we thought it might be healthier. And then he's like, oh, well, I don't know. You guys are a clique, blah, blah. Hey, Gizmore, are you in here?
He said he has us muted, but apparently he's, I don't know.
Well,
I'm just not talking.
Okay, so I threw you under the bus. I'm just gonna, I mean, since you're in here, might as well tell you. I would have told you otherwise, even if you weren't in this channel. I said, if you're gonna talk all that fucking shit, I said, your fucking officer was in there with us. So I said, why are you talking shit? If you had such a big fucking problem with it, you should have told your fucking officer to say something about it, and we would have fucking done, we would have done something sooner. So I said, don't sit there and give me shit about stupid stuff that could have been fixed, and you're playing devil's advocate when you're fucking just as much to blame for what the fuck you were doing too. And then he's like, oh.
To be fair, I felt we resolved it by not being on comms in here.
Well, he was
As you
trying to
mentioned.
fucking come up with something to fucking get back at me with, which that's why I blew up in his fucking face. I mean, at this point, it's safe to say that I'm on his fucking radar, which I can give two fucking shits about. But before I left that channel, I said, I think, I had to be straightforward with you, and I had to tell you what I had to, and it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to fucking sit here and feed around the bush and make you like me. I mean, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I feel that way. And if you choose to change something or you choose to acknowledge it, you acknowledge it. If you don't, then this fucking chapter is going to fall apart. This guild's not going to fucking get anywhere. And you can watch it fall apart, and you can't say that we didn't fucking warn you. That's it. And if you feel like we're giving you an ultimatum, then you can take that ultimatum, shove it up your fucking ass, and then keep fucking doing coin purses 24/7. So that's pretty much how I felt after this whole beautiful conversation with our lovely officer that's apparently doing so much work behind the curtain. We just don't see it. We're just fucking blind, I guess.
So from what it sounds like to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, he pushes the blame on Gizmore, he pushes the blame on Silver, even part of it on Indo, and when Cornet pushes the blame on the only active family the guild has.
And then when he gets presented with some sort of problems, he says, he tries to like rebuttal it with something and says, well, you guys did this, and just
TW
stupid
is
shit.
always like this.
Yeah, TWs has always been like this. And when we told him, why don't you kick those fucking people that have been 14 days or 7 days that haven't been online? His answer was like, oh, TW doesn't operate like that. I said, there's like I think Wright brought up, Wright's like, yeah, it's like 24 hours. Like you can kick somebody and they can
That's
come back in
actually
24
my
hours.
department, and I've already contacted a vast majority of those people.
Of course,
I'm
but
on my alt.
and we brought up
right now.
we brought up a good point in that discussion. If you kick somebody, they can come back in 24 hours. If you contact somebody, right, and that motherfucker doesn't get back to you in 7 months, what sense does it make to keep them there for 7 months until they get back to you? Why not just send them a message, kick them out, and then when they get back or respond, they can always come back into the guild whenever they are ready from whatever life adventure that they're on, right? It doesn't make sense to keep somebody and wait for them to respond to you.
So
I can quit
how
this
I'm
game
doing
right
it now. What I'm telling you right now is I'm in the process of taking care of all of our inactives.
Okay.
I mean, I've got about 5 people that are about to get kicked probably between tonight and tomorrow.
But you see the point that I'm trying to make, right? And he's sitting over here telling me, well, that's not how TW ever. Well, First of all, you spent 20 minutes telling me that Indo's gone and Silver wants to do things differently, but you're failing to understand that you're not kicking them out of fucking TW. You're fucking kicking them out of the guild in a chapter. They can come back in 24 fucking hours. It's not a big fucking deal. We're just hindering ourselves by keeping slots filled up with fucking people that don't want to play. If there's a real life issue and they can't get back to you, Gizmore, I'm not saying this is on you. I'm just talking in general. If the fucker can't get back to you in 4 months and we keep him around because he hasn't responded to us, to me, that doesn't make any fucking goddamn sense. But hey, it's a TW rule. I completely understand, but things are a little more different. Now, if they come back and they feel fucking butthurt about it, that's a whole different issue. That's fucking beyond me how somebody could be that distraught after losing communication with you guys for days, weeks, months. When you come back, you come back. If you want to keep playing, you can come back in 24 hours. It's not that fucking hard to comprehend that. But he was having difficulty. You know, that was just one thing that, you know, we had brought up about the whole inactive thing. But basically, he's dodging every single bullet. He's been apparently helping people level up. He tried to say that we weren't assisting people that were lower level than us. So we went ahead of everybody and we just did our own thing. Clicks. Pretty much, I sprayed him with a bunch of bullets, and all the bullets were concerns, and he managed to somehow dodge every single one. And occasionally he would get struck, and he would, you know, take a couple shots here and there. But 90% of all the problems that occurred that he was involved with were basically reflected to somebody else. I guess it's just his personality. Maybe it's his, you know, his age. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting to go in there and have Slade agree with everything I said. I was going in there to make sure that he knows. Because apparently, Gizmo, you talked to him, but you only had a chance to talk to him for 2 minutes today. So
yes, he was busy and Ben was busy, but we got together, talked briefly.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we only talked for 2 minutes briefly. And, you know, I wanted to make sure that he was on board, at least with all the stuff in the back of his head, so he's aware of the situation. But I don't know. Now I think he's aware. The way he responded to most of the things, I personally don't think makes sense. There were a couple key points that he did make sense, but it doesn't make up for the fact that the rest of the shit that we talked about. And he loves cutting people off. He loves that shit so much. There were so many instances where I was just sitting there trying to fucking finish my sentence, and it took like intervals of 5 minutes. Like we were taking 5-minute breaks between my conversations to finish my sentence.
It's actually kind of comical to me about don't be rude by swearing at me, even though I'm being rude by cutting you off. It's
well, I mean, it was just getting to the final straw, and I guess he didn't see that what he was doing was fucking ticking me off. Because I mean, Snacks can vouch. Every time I got cut off, I just sat there for fucking however long, waited for stupid fucking conversations. Because what it came down to, I think I'm the highest gear scored guy, blah, blah. And then this conversation would change to, yeah, I do coin purchases and I'm doing all this for this long. And I think the labor to coin. Like, how the fuck did we go from me telling you that TW is falling apart in this chapter to you talking about farming coin purses and how viable it is? What world are you fucking floating around in that conversation could change to that? So it was more of a shit show than anything. I mean, I think the only thing that I accomplished in this whole thing was I hope I made him aware and that he's thinking about it.
No, you accomplished something else from my personal level. You unknowingly kind of exposed that leadership was lying to us before the launch. Because they all said, oh, this is a game about starting early, we're going to go real hard, we're going to do the structure. And then we just didn't, and it wasn't because of bigger circumstances, it was because they just decided not to.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty much what it came down to, yeah. I mean, Tiff disappeared, okay, fine, we can use that as an excuse. Indo stepped down, okay, fine, we can use that as an excuse, but you still made all these spreadsheets, we were still getting prepared pre-game, we were still talking, we were having meetings, like, we were doing a lot of things, so it's like, can't make all these promises and just try to avoid the fact that I'm bringing them up and that it never happened. And now I'm coming to you because I'm worried for the sake of TW, and you're sitting in front of me telling me that, oh, if you want to fucking leave, you can leave. I mean, low key, when you're saying that, it's like fucker, did you just not hear what I said to you? Right? I'm wasting my time in this channel with you, knowing that you don't know how to talk to somebody, trying to tell you what's going on because I actually give two shits. So like, I'm wasting my time for the better sake of TW and I specifically told him, I don't actually, I never had a chance to fucking tell him. Oh shit, I forgot to fucking mention. I was supposed to tell him, and I didn't because he fucking went on a rampage about talking about coin purses again. I was gonna tell him that it's not only TW. I don't want to fucking see people just disappear and spread apart into different, different guilds and all that, and see everybody that we play with fall apart. Never got a chance to say that. I hope it makes sense to him when I say there's other people that are thinking about doing that.
I think I said that for you because it was, I know when you lost it the second time, that's when I kind of had to step in and say, okay, look, you think Turk is saying he's planning on quitting? No, he said 10 other people because he was the one during that conversation where everyone was talking about looking for other guilds, saying, hey guys, let's not look for other guilds, let's try to make TW better first and foremost because you care the most about trying to get the guild to work better.
And Gizmore, he did bring up a fact that you guys were thinking about not making officers inside of the game, but you guys were thinking about making officers like class officers. Like he tried to like compliment
What?
me in a weird ass fucking way by saying, "Yeah, I actually brought up your name to Silver regarding that you should be a class." In my words, he was trying to say I would told him that you should be like a class.
Those of you that play Guild Wars 2 think of it like a guardian leader or a warrior leader. Like I think it was very briefly mentioned like a week and the first week of the game.
No, he
and
was
never
saying,
pursued talking about like people like mage DPS, like tank leader, like a guy who knows like how to do tanks. Pick one person as like a class lead, and then for the DPS and the healers and the bards, etc. I think that's what he's talking about. We talked about it for 5 seconds.
He went into detail a little bit and said that, since you know how to play range, we were going to make you the range guy and everyone could come to you and ask questions about your class and you can tell them because, we're just like, just from me to you, that is just so fucking stupid because I can just, if somebody has questions, I can help them, but we don't need specific roles for that. What we need is an officer that plays the game and has time to put in the effort. And don't take that the wrong way. I'm not taking jabs at you. I'm still going after Vent because it's still beyond me that he's fucking still there. I'm sorry if he's your friend, but
it's kind of rooted in the misunderstanding that this is like Guild Wars, where the complex part is playing your class. In this game, there's a lot more to the game than just playing the class, and that's not.
I'm just saying that was like an example of like the class lead, because I couldn't think of any other way because there really wasn't one for CB. But it's just that's the first thing that came to my mind was. I think we talked about a class lead, like rangers, mages, tanks, healers, bards. Just as like so everybody knows, okay, this guy's the most knowledgeable, quote unquote. Go to him for questions instead of going to officers or asking in general. You have a specific person to go to.
Well, he was making it sound like it was going to be one of those super ranks or whatever. We don't. My opinion, we don't need something stupid like that. We need leadership. We need people getting shit done, and we need the promises that were made to us. I want to see this succeed as much as everybody else wants to see it. We don't need nonsense stuff like that. That's just my 2 cents. If you guys want to go through with it. But I personally don't think that's going to help jack shit. I didn't say that to him because I couldn't even finish my sentences, so I just didn't even bother with that. I just kind of breezed over it. Is there anything else I'm missing, Snacks? I mean, it feels like a lot of stupid side conversations are happening.
That's the thing. There's a whole bunch of fluff in that hour we were talking. So I think that's about it.
So I don't know. I don't know, Gizmore. I don't know what to tell you, but that's what happened, and that's how it went down. Anybody have anything to say? Because I kind of just said whatever after he's like, I don't want you to swear at me.
Well, it seems like they expected this to be like Guild Wars 2. It's not. They weren't ready for that. Instead of reaching out to us to ask how to handle this, they decided to kind of just give up.
There was one other thing Slade mentioned, actually, and he didn't really go too much into details or depth on this. But he said the one guild, or the one game where TW has failed before was actually a game very similar to this, and he's saying this shouldn't
Albion
be a
Online.
repeat of that situation. But yeah.
He's like, we've had bigger exodus than this. Like, he was really, he took it to heart when I said that, but he took it the wrong way, and then he pursued it. And then when I blew up, he fucking couldn't come back at me with anything. Said that, oh, don't swear at me. That's why I just said, well, I'm not even sure why I'm bothering at this point talking.
I seem to recall like his last words before Turk kind of exploded there was something along the lines of, well, anyone who would leave the guild during this period isn't loyal anyway.
Yeah, he's trying to tell me that, you know, people aren't loyal. No, people are loyal. That's why we're talking to Gizmore, and that's why we're talking to you, and that's why we came to a consensus last night in the meeting. I think I said this to him. I said, like, we came to a consensus that we're gonna, talk to you guys to see if we can resolve this.
Yeah, you even
Seriously,
said
guys.
it's like, if we didn't care, we would have just left without saying anything.
So it's like, I don't know if you were too busy trying to glorify and avoid all these fucking problems and say none of them is you, but you're not looking at the bigger picture. I don't have to waste my time in this fucking channel with you. You can go do something else more productive. But there's a reason why we wasted time last night talking about it, and that's why we're bringing it to your attention now. It's like, come on, whoa, what's going through your mind? The fuck are you doing? And if they want to have this chapter fail and they wait till something else comes out, that's fine. If you guys want to fucking consider this like a stepping stone till you find something better, that's fine. Just let the rest of the members know so we can either decide to stay or decide to leave. But if you guys are saying and still saying that you guys want to turn this into something serious, then start rolling out stuff that's going to be serious. Don't tell us you're going to make it serious, then we hold our breath, and now we're being told like another 2 months down the line that you guys were just using this as a filler game till you found something better. Now you wasted everybody's time. Just be straightforward. It's either a filler game, it's either a serious game, or you guys are just bullshitting around. It's not that hard. I don't think anybody wants to get their time wasted, right? Nobody in this channel wants to be promised something and then not be given or not have that promise fulfilled. Because I honestly, God, don't want my fucking, like, if you're gonna tell me we're gonna be serious, we're gonna start we're gonna start doing this, and I promise you that we're gonna have rules and requirements, and we're gonna keep people that are inactive. Like, if you're gonna do that, then do it. Don't take 7 months and then all of a sudden be like, well, yeah, sorry guys, we were never planning on doing that. We changed our like that. No, that's a waste of time. We just need a straightforward answer. You're either gonna fix it or you're just gonna keep being the way you guys are and just let the guild, be a filler chap. Yes. How else to put it? Does everybody understand that mindset?
Yep.
Maybe I'm just the only one in that mindset. I don't know.
No, you're not.
Because Gizmo, I mean, if you weren't an officer, I know you're like, proud of being an officer and you've been here for a long time and, you feel that, you don't want to lose that because you waited all this time to be in that position. I completely understand that. But for being in a normal person's shoes, right? Obviously, you want to play the game and we want to play the game. I think you would feel the same, right? You wouldn't want someone to be telling you all this stuff and then you put all your hard work and faith into it, and all of a sudden they turn around and kind of screw you. Now, 2 months down the line, they find a better game, they disappear. Like, I don't know. How would you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I probably depends on the game, whether or not I join them or not. That's why I try to. It's that hard area. I just don't know how I feel because my real life right now, like if we were to all say tomorrow, oh no, we're going back to CB, or when not CB, oh we just got this new game, Kingdom Under Fire, whatever that fucking new game is out. If we all say, hey, we're heading to that, I probably wouldn't even join, even as an officer, simply because I don't have the time to throw into another new game. I can't keep resetting games, but I do agree it kind of sucks that there's empty promises, and I'm trying to prevent myself from making empty promises. and I know I've kind of dropped the ball a little bit on things this last week, which is why I made that 48-hour rule after confirming it was silver, and it essentially went into effect today. Yes, today. And I've already started contacting the respective people involving it, so I'm trying to take those steps. So tomorrow I'm hoping that I can start making those positive steps for it. But I'm kind of going circle jerking question. I'm spacing out right now. Long story short, yeah, I mean, I'd be disappointed. But I've been with this guild for a long time, like 6+ years. I've seen ups, I've seen downs. There's just a lot of change that happened in a very short amount of time. So I think it's heavily rocking the boat more so than it ever has in the past, and it's causing a lot of unrest.
I would like to address a point that I take extremely personally, namely when he brought up disloyalty. For a month in this game, we've apparently been lied to. That's something I didn't know. We've been constantly mismanaged, if managed at all. Any suggestions we made bounced off of a wall, apparently, because most of them never even got there. And now we're also being blamed. And then, to put the cherry on it, it's like, yeah, but if you leave, though, you're disloyal. No. I think the whole disloyal thing, that came from the people who should be the most loyal because they're supposed to be in charge. And I'm not including Gizmo in that because Gizmo was involved in all that shit as far as he could be.
That's fair. I don't disagree with that in the slightest. You guys, I mean, it's basically being disloyal to yourself and the guild. You're fucking yourselves over. Sorry, Gizmo. I'm saying that yourselves because you're here and you're an officer, blah, blah. You guys are being disloyal to fucking TW. You guys are responsible for upholding the TW name and what it stands for and stuff like that. And if the weight doesn't get pulled, I mean, you guys are doing yourself a dishonor by screwing over TW. But Slady, for the most part, got talked to. I mean, as much as possible without him fucking glorifying himself more than he already did in like an hour of time. Most likely, when you talk to him again, he's gonna do the same shit. My suggestion is don't let him keep reflecting everything off of himself because he thinks he did nothing wrong. He's 100% perfect. I mean, the more and more he does that, the more and more he's just gonna keep blaming people for stupid shit that they haven't done. So he's gonna, like, when you say, "Hey, I told you to pick red," and he's gonna, "No, you didn't. You specifically said to pick blue, and I picked blue." Like, he always does that. It's fucking annoying. But he's gonna try to pull that shit with you, Gizmo. So that, if it matters, just know that that's gonna happen when you talk to him. But yeah, I don't know, Loomis. Yesterday I didn't talk. Now you're not talking. What are you thinking about?
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. There's a lot of background stuff going on right now, so I'm not really talking.
There you go, Gizmo. It's the ball's like now 100% in your court. Like, there's nothing else that any of us can do. Silver's gone. Understandable. I'm not gonna talk for anybody else. I still don't think Vent should have anything to do with this, but
Gizmo,
obviously,
can I ask a question since only you're here from the main core guild that's been on for a long time? When had Venrix joined the guild?
I'm trying to remember. It was back in Guild Wars 2. I kind of remember him being there in Guild Wars 2, but I left shortly after. I was on and off in Guild Wars 2 because I joined Tempest after I disbanded EK, and I kind of quit after disbanding EK. And then I came back, and then I quit after I got Ultimate Dominator. So it's been a few years, I think.
Yeah, because I don't remember him. That's the issue. I only remember him playing CB.
I know he was big in CB. I don't think he made much of an impact in Guild Wars 2. I think he played in Ellie.
he's literally playing he's still playing CB. He's on CB. He never gets on this game. And he's an officer. I got it. You guys do your shit differently. But dude, you guys He's not playing the game. Knows nothing, and he can't assist you guys. Literally, the job that he's supposedly doing for you guys, Gizmore, is giving you suggestions, giving you like a third option. Anybody can fucking do that. So that's not a good excuse to have him be an officer. But he is an officer. So if you guys are really content, because TW has been doing this for years, and it all depends on how many years you've been with TW, that's fine. You guys can row that boat as far as you guys want to take it. It's understandable. You guys have kept it that way all this time. But one of the main factors that's affecting the guild is we don't have enough officers, or we don't have enough extremely active officers to make the guild progress. So it would make sense to maybe change the rules a little bit because of the fact that this game's a little more complex than CB or something else. You know what I mean? So we're going to need something like an officer or leadership position that's below officer and below silver, but gets shit done. Does that make sense?
I think Ty would be your guys' best resource. Sorry to throw you under the bus here, Ty, because I think he's been here longer than I have, and he's not a officer-esque position. So I think getting his opinion on things would be a vital tool.
Because we're not into any sort of like diplomacy with any other guilds. We're not in sort of any sort of alliances. We don't know what the fuck we're doing half the time. There's no sort of organization, and it's like we have to start getting into that. And one of the main factors is if you're busy, Gizmore, and Slade's making all these other excuses and trying to make excuses for why he can't do what you're doing, then we're going to need more officers that are playing the game and want to actually put in the effort. Having somebody giving you suggestions during meetings about stuff he knows nothing about isn't going to help anybody's case. So yeah, Vent, I was thinking about doing these raids, killing Jonathan in Cindermore every time at 6 o'clock with full DPS and one healer. What do you think? Oh man, yeah, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, I think that's a perfect. That's just fucking retarded. I don't know how else to fucking put it. I think that's a huge fucking waste of space and waste of time. But like I said, that's what you guys decided on, and that's how the fuck it's gonna be. But like in the meantime, we're gonna need something that's gonna actually be beneficial to us, you know, as a guild, as a group, as a family, as whatever he wants to call it, because he didn't like calling it a guild. He called it a community a bunch of times, which is I understand, but I'm not gonna fucking play Russian roulette with pronouns and adjectives and all that other shit.
I did enjoy how he insisted that him not liking fishing stuff is, a valid point in why our clique is so terrible when I think half of us don't fish or go on the water at all.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll just be completely candid here. For me, this is done. And I'll still give until Sunday because I should at least be a man of my word. But barring some kind of end of the world scenario where something really dramatically shifts all of a sudden, expect the guild to be dropped on Sunday by me. Where I'm going, I need to figure out with Snacks now. Because if he doesn't care to stay with the family, then I'm gone. And if he does, then I'll make it work somehow.
Well, it's kind of my thing is, I like the family, I like some of the people in the guild even, it's just, the guild is, seems to be on its way out.
That's why at this point, I just want to make sure that it's in the right ears of the right people, and if nothing still changes, in this week, then I can say that I tried, and that's what I'm waiting for. If it Silver gets back or something, I wouldn't say dramatically, because I mean, it's not like so they're gonna stay up for 3 nights straight making a spreadsheet or something like that. Whatever it takes. If I, honest to God, personally think that change is happening, then it is what it is. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we can leave. People can leave, and they can say, whatever. It's just a couple of people that left. That's fine. But Gizmore. I mean, if you guys want to succeed, I mean, some of the stuff that we brought up here are pretty important. But I'm hoping that you guys get the ball rolling and, we can see some sort of fucking change and not have this fucking thing fall apart, That's how I look at it. And it should be a shocker to you guys because I just spent an hour in a fucking room with Slade and I don't even like being in a room with him for 5 minutes. So I'm still going through with what I said last night, which is fucking nuts.
I mean, I didn't expect him to be in a channel to talk. I admittedly also woke up way too early, so it's luck that I caught the end of this at all.
Yeah. So there you go, Gizmore. Have fun. Make sure you get in contact with Ventrix or whatever his name is to get some sort of suggestions on dailies and all the other stuff too, okay? Oh, Jesus.
So I'm gonna do an at everybody in their Discord and see who wants to join us and make a new guild. I'm just kidding.
You're just trying to fucking piss Gizmore off. Gizmore's fucking having aneurysm right now as we speak.
Dude, I've had a migraine all day. It's been miserable. Actually,
I had one during work.
oof. Yeah, I didn't work today because I just felt terrible. I actually ordered pizza 30 minutes ago. It's gonna be here in 2 hours.
Nice.
Pineapple pizza?
Yes, actually.
Gizmore, do you have any comments before I just fuck off and go to sleep?
Everything's been said. There's nothing more I can say without circle jerking everything.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Ataturk.
So I did it for you guys, but trust me, I did it for me too. I mean, I'm as fed up as everybody else in this fucking chat. Well, I don't want to talk for you guys, but I'm fucking fed up. I stopped talking after he gave me that little spiel about not swearing to him. I was gonna pull the trigger right there, and just leave and drop tag, but I'm like, take a deep breath. You said 1 week, hold your ground, and I just took a deep breath and let it slide. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited as far as see if anything's gonna happen. Should be an adventure.
We should actually play tabletop tomorrow.
Tabletop. Oh, and now that you mentioned it, I want to go to bed, but everything keeps popping up. So Tsunami's done?
He said he might be, and then today when he hopped on, he said he was only doing tax certs and then, fucking off because he just isn't interested in playing.
Okay.
He said he might show up for Abyssal, but then he didn't, so I'm guessing, yeah, he's just done.
Okay, so I'm going to put my 2 cents in, because you guys know I'm pretty straightforward, and, if something I see happens that I don't like, I'll say something, because, feeding around the bush and being fake to people is just not how you're supposed to be. Completely fucking wasted time on the Galleon, completely fucking wasted mats on the Galleon. On top of that, this is like a last minute note, or this is like a last minute thing. We didn't know about it till like I personally did, unless somebody else knew something way beforehand.
Since the last PvP raid, he'd been saying he's starting to lose interest.
Okay.
But yeah, he made it sound like he might try to stick around for a little while. It was just suddenly now he said, he's not even going to stick around.
Well, it's because his waifu is decided to quit on us too.
To be fair, I mean, like I'm not saying this as a diss, but Marauder and Wesley are not playing in the server. Are you saying their houses and
they're at least talking to us?
But we don't know yet.
A week.
I want to make this clear. We don't know yet. We haven't made a decision. I need to make this with Snacks and only with him, since best friend. Loyalty
this
first.
Is just all sudden.
But
of him, in my eyes, that's why.
Yeah, they were thinking of leaving too. I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's not completely.
And Tsunami told us on voice one morning that McLovin was thinking about quitting because she was just having too many problems with her hands and so on. And she was saying the only thing really keeping her from quitting is she just feels like she doesn't want, TW to be disappointed when her going. But after the conversation where she heard, us talking about the guild and seeing what direction things are going, she said she doesn't feel as strongly about it anymore.
And I'm pretty sure it was a main factor for Tsunami to make the decision because of what she said or what she's doing too. So it played a role in Tsunami's 100%.
Of course.
At least decision. So, hey, I always say this: it is what it is. I just think it's a waste, but whatever. I mean, he decides not to play. He decides not to play. That's just my outlook on it.
I mean, if we leave, half of my fishing boat resources came from family members, so that too would be a waste. I get that, right? It sucks, but at the same time, people have to be happy.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. How do I put this so it's more understandable? To me, since I wasn't aware that he was thinking about quitting, in my eyes, he just up and left. Because I found out one day that he's thinking about not playing, and I just didn't see him. And the next day, I found out he's not playing anymore. So it's like, to me, it's a different situation than to you guys. So like you said, you guys heard him saying the different things in different channels. That's fine. So you guys have a different outlook on it. My outlook is I had no fucking idea. And one day I found out he might not be interested, and the next day he's fucking gone. McLovin might be quitting one day, and then the next day she's gone. So in my eyes, I feel like it's a waste. It's a waste of time. It was wasted materials, and we could have built somebody else a galleon in that time. But obviously, you guys have different opinions because you guys knew different things than me. Now comparing it to Marauder, you guys are sticking it through for a whole week in my eyes and seeing what happens, and you guys haven't made your decisions yet. So I don't think that's a fucking waste because you guys are still here and trying to troop it through and see what happens. He's just kind of, in my eyes, just up and left. I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's just so much stupid shit.
I mean, Coda has his galleon now, so we can use.
Well, if Wright and Coda don't quit either.
That's true.
Wright is already eyeballing that other game.
Yeah. He's been saying he has another guild there that he's, currently trying to keep absolutely at the top of. And, he doesn't intend to quit AAU, but I think he's going to slow down in it. He's already stopped, focusing on cornering the auction house and fishing and so on.
Was that from today? Because yesterday he was telling me that he still mainly wants to play AA, even if we go somewhere else, but he wants to stay with us because friends or whatever.
Yeah, he's adamant about playing AA.
Yeah, I know he said he really enjoys the game. He really enjoys playing with us. He still wants to play with us. He even said that in the conversation with Slade. I'm just thinking, given how much time he has to dedicate to the other game, he's probably not going to be, on 20 hours a day like he has been.
No.
Which, I mean, 20 hours is kind of unhealthy anyway.
Well, he's still playing 20 hours a day, just he's splitting it between two games now.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Gizmore.
What's up?
You got everything?
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah. There's just nothing I can really do right now. It's not.
I know. You're kind of, your hands are tied till silver or something happens.
I mean, I hate to give that as a generic response, but I'm not gonna. Overstep my.
Yeah. You can't make a decision without silver being around. I got it. But at least you know, so you can't say you didn't know until last minute. Oh. Yeah. And so, now Slade knows I'm not gonna sit there and fucking take his shit. I'm just gonna tell him how it is, and I don't think he was fucking expecting that shit tonight. So I don't like it when you sit in here and tell me to fuck myself. I don't know what the fuck he said exactly, but he was.
When you told me to fuck off or drop F-bombs at me.
I'm sorry, but you need to learn how to let someone finish their
sentence. Doesn't he yell at other random people all the time with...
Immediately after he said, okay, I realize I'm the one who escalated it, but still, I don't like it. I'm trying to be civil. I accidentally went over bounds, but please don't do it back.
Well, again, it's just, don't be rude the way you are being rude. Be rude the way I'm being rude. I keep cutting you off. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, man. I don't think he was all there today. Even if he was, I think he would still respond the same way. It was an interesting conversation.
I think he didn't see this coming.
Well, yeah, I don't think he did either. I think he thought that we were just content with just doing activities between family members. Like, we have a whole guild, but we're content with just doing family things with family members and only 10 people. Because, that's how guilds work. You have cliques, and then you don't do anything with the guild. You might be content doing coin purses with your family, but we want to represent TW. We would actually fucking make it grow. Like, I always check the fucking guild rankings because I want to see that fucking name up top. I'm fucking so sick of seeing it at the fucking bottom. But, that drive has to be in the officer ranks. It shouldn't be in the fucking normal ranks. It's that simple, guys. It's that fucking simple.
I just want to restate this in no uncertain terms. I am... with things as they are now, there is a 0% chance that on Sunday I'll do anything but drop TW.
Well, that's with everybody, though.
Slade,
there's nothing happening.
Slade actually said something that sets me off in a way that I don't think anybody but Snacks has ever seen before. This is... Send me a video of the officer team pouring gasoline on themselves, setting themselves on fire. I'll consider it. Give it 5%.
Jesus. Well, I can't stop you from anything, that. I don't want you to, but I can't fucking sit here and tell you no. I can't. Yeah, I mean, I could try to convince you, but you make your own decisions at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And don't take that like I don't care. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
I mean, it would suck. I could try to convince you. I'd care, but you decide at the end of the day. You make your own decisions. You do what makes you happy, but can't force anyone to do anything. As shitty as that sounds, because there's no other answer I can give to that. Besides Loomis being an asshole. That's about it. See, he doesn't even respond.
Nope.
Not even a Slade.
He's busy playing Star Wars.
I think so. Well, I gotta go. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yep, have a good one.
Oh,
Try to rest well, Ataturk.
Oh, I'm gonna try it. I want to see if I'm still in the guild by tomorrow morning. Once Slade thinks about all the shit I said to him. Oh, he's like, wait, did that fucker really say that to me later or earlier this night? Fuck him. I would be fucking the funniest thing in the world. But all right, bye Gizmo, bye guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and it's probably gonna be around the same time again, probably like 8 or 9. But I see you guys. Hey guys. Oh, fuck.
The doorbell rang. Did I miss anything? Oh.
Turk quit,
Was
and I think he said you're an asshole.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'll help you cope with it.
It's the worst thing that anyone in this family has ever said to Loomis.
Love has truly doesn't exist, I guess.
Yeah.
Hello, Coda.
Ahoy there. Fuck.
Whoa, Coda, language.
I got stuck. My car got